Hey guys, welcome back to the bench. Welcome back to the channel. Whew, a little cloudy down here. It's a brisk November morning. Actually, it's mid-afternoon, no, almost afternoon now. I've been up for a long time. Wait, today another installment of the custom boutique blend series, and today we're gonna smoke another blend from Emerson Southern Forged, Jim Steffi, and this is a blend called Waterford. I always twist that the wrong way. And this is part of his vineyard series, which, if it doesn't say it in the name, it's tobacco that's cased in wine. So this always piqued my interest from the first time that Jim sent me his first blend list, a year ago or so. I thought, man, that's really cool because I do like drinking wine and all that. Oh, my monitor, nothing's working today. Like my phone's not talking to the iPad. I don't know if it's something with my internet. But I'm getting annoyed and ready to start throwing shit, I'll tell you that. But let's talk about Waterford. First and foremost, I will say this is a blend that I've had to fight with a little bit. It's took a little bit of work for me to get into this blend, so to speak. And it wasn't until, I don't know, just recently that I really I figured out the blend. I figured out how it had to be and what I had to do to actually enjoy it. Check the mic at the microphone. What am I smoking out of? I am smoking out of my Peterson system pipe. Check it out. It is a beauty of a pipe. First Peterson I ever bought, and technically the only Peterson I've ever bought. I'm trying a different thing with the lights today too, if you guys notice that, because most of my videos I look like I don't know, I look like a ghost. I get real white. I think it might be the program that I edit my videos in. But anyways, we're here to talk about tobacco. But I plan on changing some stuff up in the new year coming up. So Waterford. Excuse me. Ooh. Yeah, I did want to record this video yesterday because yesterday was Veterans Day, and I want to say, hey, thank you to all the veterans. I personally am a veteran as well. I was in the United States Navy. I served on the USS Cleveland. I was in the Persian Gulf War in the early 90s. Oh, it seems like a lifetime ago. I was cool, young man. But hey, thanks to all you veterans, all my shipmates, all the Marines, airmen, and Army fellas. Good job, guys. On to the blend. Waterford, this is part of the vineyard series, like I said. Waterford consists of 3 Virginias, a Turkish ribbon, and a touch of Perique cased in sweet white wine. One thing I do want to say, and this was something in my video yesterday that I was like, oh man, I'm not going to have that in the video, is I wanted to talk and say a little something about the plugs that Jim makes. And this plug does come pretty moist, I'll tell you that. But Jim gives you a product, a beautiful product. And I'm getting it out of the jar right now. Check that out, guys. Can you guys see that? Look at that. So you can see it's kind of smushy because it does come a little moist, and we're going to get into that. But look at that beautiful plug that Jim produces for you, and it's definitely well worth the time and effort that he puts into it. And he does put a lot of time and effort into it. And oh my goodness, that smell is. I got my notes and everything, and every time I do that and I smell it, I swear I smell 15 different things. I'm not kidding. It's a sensory explosion. So my notes on Waterford. Cased in sweet white wine, so it's not a dry white wine. The cut, I wrote ribbon. It's not a ribbon. It's a plug. I don't know what I was thinking. But I did say it is a bit moist. The tin note, my initial jump on it was sweet. I said it has like that Red Man side chew smell to it. As a kid, that's what me and my friends used to chew. We used to chew Red Man, Levi Garrett, stuff like that. It has the wine scent to it. You can tell, you you can, if you're not a wine drinker, you may not know what I'm talking about, but you can pick up that fermented grape, that little acidity, and this is a sweet wine, so you're getting a little bit of that sweet. It does say it has Turkish ribbon and Perique. A tin note, I'm not getting any of that. I'm just getting sweet. I'm getting Virginia sweet. I'm getting white wine sweet, but a little bit of sour as well, because white wine does have some sour tendencies. I was smoking some out of my Big Ben. I said it has a big sweet hit. I said my tongue was getting a little numb. I said great sweet flavor is everywhere, and it is everywhere. A nice small touch of spice, and I do believe that's coming from the Turkish ribbon and the Perique just being nuanced in there. But I don't really pick out a lot of that. I'm mostly just getting a big Virginia bomb with this one. I said it leaves a good aftertaste of sweetbread at the top of the bowl. Definitely a slow smoker. Well, this is what we're really going to get into. I said the Virginias will heat up and they will bite you. I said to me, the Turkish is coming through and giving a little bit of that little pepperiness, little spiciness, and I think the Perique in there it's definitely dancing with the Turkish blend, Turkish leaf. I said a really big Virginia sweetness. Once again, smoke slow. The Virginia will heat up, and heat up it does. I was smoking out of my bent basket. First entry, smoke slow or it will bite you. I said there is a flavor explosion at the top of the bowl, and there is this sweet, it just gets in there, it gets on your palate, it coats everything in a super, super sweet flavor. I said it is a very fine tobacco taste at the bottom. I think some of the wine is burning off, some of the flavors cooking off, so to speak. I don't really know how you would say that. But down to the bottom, I get more of just the Virginia tobacco taste. A lot of the sweetness is gone, and I'm just getting tobacco taste. It's very, very nice. I said, definitely needs some dry time. I said, seems to bite you if you don't dry it and if you smoke fast. So these are the issues I was having with this blend. I wasn't really into this blend when I first cracked the jar open. So if you're new to pipe smoking, or even if you're not new, maybe just trying a different blend, Virginias tend to argue with my palate. They tend to heat up because I do smoke fast sometimes. And when I first started smoking a pipe, I tried Virginias because everybody talks about how great they are and sweet and all that stuff, and all they did was destroy my mouth. So I stayed away from them, and then I started getting into vapors. Now this is a straight up Virginia experience. So I was having my issues with it. It was giving me tongue bite, and I think it was kind of destroying the flavor, so I slowed my cadence down. And what I started doing, if you're a newer pipe smoker, where I was getting to, instead of chucking it in the bin or sticking it on the shelf saying forget this, which putting it on the shelf is a thing you can do. Put it on the shelf for 6 months, come back to it. You may advance your palate, you may advance your smoking techniques. But I was like, you know what, there's got to be so much flavor in this. I'm doing something wrong. So I started, you listen to Jay Furman and Mutton Chop and all these guys. I started thinking, well, what can I do? First off, I'm going to slow my cadence down, which I did. And second, I started messing around with the pipes, because I've been doing that a lot lately. And I smoke mostly straight billiards. So stopped smoking it out of billiards, and I started smoking it out of bent pipes. And I started getting the bendiest pipes I can, my Meerschaum, my Nording. And it was better, but it was still grabbing me a little bit, still getting on my tongue there. And then I discovered the good old Peterson system pipe. Now, I bought my system pipe because I read about it, and I thought, man, oh, that seems like such a cool pipe, and it has the chamber. I was really smoking a lot of aromatics. It was getting really wet. And that's why I got my system pipe. Didn't like my system pipe, but oh, I got it. But then I watched some videos, and I learned how to pack it better, and I learned how to smoke it better. And now, my system pipe, I smoke all my aromatics out of my system pipe, basically. And I started thinking, well, this Virginia, it has a lot of moisture in it. Let's give it a try. That was the journey it took me on. And here are the notes that I had on that. I said, I have had issues with this blend. I said, it burns hot and it messed with my tongue. It took me a minute to figure this blend out. 1, dry time. I found that 20 to 30 minutes works best for me, because if you just cut the plug, rub it out, and put it in, it is super moist. It is going to burn even hotter. You're going to get a bunch of moisture. You might get some gurgle. And 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes if I lay it out and forget about it, start doing something, it may even go up to 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I think that's probably the limit of what I did it. Today, what I'm smoking, it sat up for about 30, 35 minutes. 2, pipe shape. And this is getting crazy with smoking pipes, and I come to find that there's a lot of blends that they're just better in one pipe or the other, which doesn't make any sense to me, but then again, it does. I said, the straight billiards seem to produce the most bite. Bent was better, but my Peterson system pipe is my go-to for this blend. That being said, I could have given up and said, this blend sucks. Which at first I thought, what's up with this blend? You know, what, Jim, what did you do to me? Are you trying to hurt me? Did I do something to you in another life? No, I'm just kidding. Just being funny. But, you know, I watch a lot of videos and I listen to a lot of podcasts. And a lot of the older pipe smokers will say things like, you know, don't give up on a blend. Put it on the shelf for a while. Pick a different pipe. You know, maybe shorter, longer, bent, you know, system pipe, meerschaum. There's a lot of options you can go through if there's a blend that isn't agreeing with you, to maybe change it around, change your packing technique a little bit. Maybe you packed it too tight, too loose. So that's what I did. I had to work a little bit, but once I did, I was rewarded, because the system pipe and the flavor is incredible with this. It's super sweet, and then it starts losing a little sweetness, and then a super good tobacco flavor. Another thing is, I have this, you know, I have my tin right here, and I can't wait to let this sit on the shelf for 6 months or a year, because I do have tobacco patience. A lot of people don't. I do. I have a lot of tobaccos to smoke through. I have a lot of samples. I have a lot of good things from a lot of people, a lot of companies, and I have the time to let it sit. I have other things to distract me, and I do mark all of my tins when I get them, when I put them in the jar, because I figure that's when, you know, some oxygen got to it and it's going to start getting better. That's a good word, getting. But I really ended up, you know, liking this. But oh yeah, from the bench, I'm going to go 3.5 matchsticks with this. It's still not my favorite, but then again, I'm not a huge Virginia person, but this blend swayed me after a little work, after finding the right pipe, the right dry time, the right packing technique. I think this blend is really starting to come into its own. And with all that being said, with the pipe, the packing, you know, the dry time, I can't wait to see what this blend does in a year. I'm thinking I'm going to pull it out, and it is just going to be incredible. Or it could be the same, or it could be worse. I really doubt it, but I think these Virginias are going to meld more with that wine flavor. They're going to smooth out. They're going to calm down a little bit, and I think it's going to be even better. But I'm excited, you know. So maybe, you know, Veterans Day next year, I'll pull out Waterford, and I'll smoke a bowl. Excuse me a second. While we're talking, might as well be smoking. Ooh. Oh yeah, see, I'm way down past halfway in this. And it's still sweet. It's not that super sweet bomb you get at the top. We're really into some good tobacco flavor now. My monitor is so far behind. I'm like looking back in time at what I said. I gotta figure something out. I'm thinking at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna maybe get a new camera. I'm gonna try to get a new setup. I'm gonna start a new series. But that's neither here nor there. Well, hey, all of Jim's information for Waterford will be down in the bucket below. All you have to do is find Jim on Instagram. A link will be there, or his YouTube channel. He also does a podcast, and I'll leave all that information down below. And all you have to do is DM him through Instagram, ask, to get an email from him or something like that. He will shoot you off the blend list, and he has a lot of stuff to choose from. If you're got a blend rattling around in your heads, some stuff you want to put together, you get with Jim. He'll make you a blend that I'm sure you'll be quite happy with. Oh, I just saw the jar come up. Well, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. I got to go through some seeds for the 2024 garden. I got to figure out what I'm going to buy for next year. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea. Well, from the bench, this is Noah. Thanks for stopping by.